Now, sometime back when I was describing the firing of a gas kiln, which is in layman's term, a beast. When you get your pottery that you worked hard on, you get it glazed, and you stacked it very carefully, it takes hours. No two pots can touch. You don't want to even come real close to the next pot, because if one barely sticks, or if something happens to jiggle or explode somewhere else, if it tilts that pot over against the next, the two will become Siamese pots. In other words, you'll have to break them apart. And sometimes you have to take a hammer and beat things out of a kiln. That's happened to them. If one has exploded and the others are like pins in a bowling alley or something, they'll knock one another into each other until it's just a mess in there. Sometimes you get no pottery out of a kiln, none, zilch. You just got a long hard pull reworking that kiln and rebuilding it back to square one. Now, I mentioned that the students, this beast, or let me back up, the beast, you start out real slow, you turn on a little bit of gas, a little bit of oxygen. It starts to build up heat. It's kind of like heating your oven at home. Now, when it starts to get red hot and stuff, you keep turning a little bit more. And you keep a close checklist. For instance, at so many degrees, I added so much gas, so much oxygen. It's to a fine point that you keep this thing going. You don't want to come up to a place and stop and go back or get cooler because you wasn't watching it. You want it to gradually go up and keep going up until it finishes. You don't want a herky-jerky thing. That causes problems. You want a smooth, steady climb to, in the case of Stoneware, to about 2,400 degrees. Now, I told you that the students would sometimes make gods to the kiln. They'd call them kiln gods. And if there were 5 students doing firing the kiln, generally speaking, all 5 made their own little god. It's a little cartoon that they'd set up on this kiln they thought would bring good luck, because the kiln giveth and the kiln taketh away. And they want it to be in the giveth mode. So they do that, and generally it's just with scraps clay that they've been working with that day. They'll grab it up, mash up something, and they'll take every bit of 5 minutes to create them a god. And that's what I did with this, and I feel sure I used that at one time to set up on the kiln. Now, while that kiln is, if they don't explode, and some of them make it through it, they actually get to be bisqueware. That is, even up on top of that kiln, it gets hot enough to make that a permanent piece of clay. It's been fired. It may get up to like 1,100, 1,100. It may not be real high, but it will not melt ever again. If you put that in water, it would sit there for 100 years and never melt. Once that clay has been fired, that would be bisqueware. But that's what they do, and they say, "There's mine. He's controlling the heat and stuff, and we're going to have a good fire today, aren't we, God?" And so they say all kind of things, and they bow. It's something to watch students go through this stuff. It's just kind of fun and games if you're firing a kiln.